Good day, dear students, and welcome back to another session of English Standard 10th. Hope all are doing well by grace of the Lord. Today, we are going to learn a new lesson, Chapter 4.3, World Heritage. Students, the chapter World Heritage provides information about the World Heritage sites. It tells us how they are chosen and what the criteria for the choice are. Heritage means features belonging to the culture of a particular society, such as traditions, languages, or buildings that were created in the past and still have historical importance. Heritage is of two types: World Heritage and Cultural Heritage. Today, let's learn about World Heritage. Chapter 4.3 World Heritage. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO to have significant cultural or natural importance to humanity. As such, the sites are protected and maintained by the International World Heritage Program, which is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Heritage means that which is valued because of historical, natural, cultural importance. Because World Heritage Sites are places that are significant culturally and naturally, they vary in type but include forests, lakes, monuments, buildings, and cities. World Heritage Sites can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. For example, Mount Huangshan in China is a site with significance to human culture because it played a role in historical Chinese art and literature. The mountain is also significant because its physical landscape characteristics. Characteristics means distinguishing features or qualities. Here, World Heritage Sites are sites that have been determined as culturally and naturally significant to humanity by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO. These sites are protected and maintained by International World Heritage Program that include forests, lakes, monuments, buildings and cities. Mount Huangshan in China is an example of a site that is a combination of both cultural and natural significance. History of World Heritage Sites. Although the idea of protecting cultural and natural heritage sites around the world began in the early 20th century, momentum for its actual creation was not until the 1950s. In 1954, Egypt started plans to build the Aswan High Dam to collect and control water from the Nile River. The initial plan for the dam's construction would have flooded the valley containing the Abu Simbel temples and scores of means plenty of, or many of ancient Egyptian artifacts. Artifacts means any objects made by a human being. To protect the temples and artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign in 1959 that called for the dismantling. Dismantling means disassembling, pulling down, and movement of the temples to higher ground. The project cost an estimated $80 million, $40 million of which came from 50 different countries. Because of the project's success, UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments and Sites initiated means began. They started a draft convention. Draft convention here means an agreement. They made an agreement to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. Year 1959, UNESCO launched an international campaign for the protection of Abu Simbel temples and other ancient Egyptian artifacts from flooding due to the Aswan High Dam project over the Nile River. The project cost around US dollars, that is 80 millions. The success of the project led to the formation of the Draft Convention to create an international organization that will be responsible for protecting cultural heritage. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, a White House conference in the United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historic cultural sites, but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Finally, in 1968, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. Following the presentation of these goals, the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16, 1972. Consequently, in 1965, a White House conference in the United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect both historic and natural sites. The International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. The Convention concerning the protection of the world, cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16, 1972. The World Heritage Committee. Today, the World Heritage Committee is the main group responsible for establishing which sites will be listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The committee meets once a year and consists of representatives from 21 state parties that are elected for every 6-year terms by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. The state parties are then responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory. Territory means region, area, to be considered for inclusion on the World Heritage List. Here, the World Heritage Committee that establishes the sites to be listed at UNESCO's World Heritage Sites meets once a year. The representatives of 21 state parties are elected on a tenure of 6 years by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. Becoming a World Heritage Site. There are 5 steps in becoming a World Heritage Site. The first of which is for a country or state party to take an inventory, a detailed list to its significant cultural and natural sites. This is called the tentative list. And it is important because nominations to the World Heritage List will not be considered unless the nominated site was first included on the tentative list. Now, what is tentative? Provisional, not certain or fixed. Next, countries are then able to select sites from their tentative list to be included on a nomination file. The third step is a review of the nomination file by 2 advisory bodies consisting of the International Council on Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union, who then make recommendations. Recommendations means suggestions or proposals to the World Heritage Committee. The World Heritage Committee meets once a year to review these recommendations and decide which site will be added to the World Heritage Site. The final step is becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of 10 selection criteria. If the site meets these criteria means fixed basis to judge, it can then be inscribed. Inscribed means to print, to write, or to engrave on the World Heritage List. Once a site goes through this process and is chosen, it remains the property of the country on whose territory it sits, territory, region. But it also becomes considered within the international community. Here, the state party or country prepares a tentative list, which is then shortlisted to a nomination file. So there are 5 steps. This is the first one. Then the nomination file is reviewed by 2 advisory bodies, and the World Heritage Committee decides the sites to be added to the World Heritage List based on their recommendations. The final step is becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of the 10 selection criteria. If the site meets the criteria, it can then be inscribed on the World Heritage Site. The site then remains the property of the country where it is situated and also becomes the property of the international community. Types of World Heritage Sites. As of 2009, there are 890 World Heritage Sites that are located in 148 countries. 689 of these sites are cultural and include places like the Sydney Opera House in Australia and the Historic Centre of Vienna in Austria. You can see on the screen. 176 are natural and feature such locations as the US Yellowstone and Grand Canyon National Parks. 25 of the World Heritage Sites are considered mixed, that is, natural and cultural. Peru's Machu Picchu is one of these. Italy has the highest number of World Heritage Sites with 44. India has 36. Out of these, 28 cultural, 7 natural, and 1 mixed World Heritage Sites. The World Heritage Committee has divided the world's countries into 5 geographic zones, which include Africa, Arab states, Asia Pacific including Australia and Oceania, Europe and North America, and Latin America and the Caribbean. Here, as of 2009, there are 890 World Heritage Sites located across 148 countries like Australia, Austria, US, Peru, and Italy. India has 36 World Heritage Sites, out of which 28 are cultural, 7 natural, and 1 mixed. The World Heritage Committee has divided the world's countries into 5 geographical zones. World Heritage Sites in danger. Like many natural and historic cultural sites around the world, many World Heritage Sites are in danger of being destroyed or lost due to war, poaching. Poaching means illegal hunting or capturing of wild animals. Natural disasters like earthquakes, uncontrolled urbanization. Urbanization, that is, include more areas in cities, expand city area. Heavy tourist traffic and environmental factors like air pollution and acid rain. World Heritage Sites that are in danger are inscribed on a separate list of World Heritage Sites in danger, which allows the World Heritage Committee to allocate. Allocate means to assign resources from the World Heritage Fund to that site. In addition, different plans are put into place to protect and or restore the site. If, however, a site loses the characteristics which allowed for it to be originally included on the World Heritage List, the World Heritage Committee can choose to delete the site from the list. Here, a separate list has been made for of the World Heritage Site that are in danger of being destroyed in order to allocate resources from the World Heritage Fund to them. Different plans to protect and restore the sites are prepared. We can learn more about the World Heritage Sites on the website whc.unesco.org. Thus we come to the end of the lesson. I hope you have understood the lesson. Students, kindly do the assignment, the grammar assignment in your grammar notebook and the writing skill to be attached to your file. Thank you. God bless. Have a pleasant day.